Welcome friends to thefactsworld presents Top 20 Strongest Currencies in the World by 2023 Part 1. Number 20. Brazilian Real BRL. The Brazilian real has been the central currency since 1994, which it finally settled on after changing currency 8 times since 1942. In 1993, the inflation rate hit almost 2,500%, and the real was introduced to stabilize the economy. Number 19. Fijian Dollar FJD. The Fijian dollar has been in circulation since 1967, and was also briefly the currency for the country from 1867 to 1873 until it was replaced by the Fijian pound when the dollar was introduced. The name dollar was picked over pound as it more closely represented the value of the US dollar. Number 18. Bulgarian Lev BGN. The Bulgarian Lev was introduced as Bulgaria's currency in 1881, with a value equal to the French franc. Since joining the EU in 2007, Bulgaria is aiming to adopt the euro as their official currency by 2025. Number 17. New Zealand Dollar NZD. The New Zealand dollar is the official currency of New Zealand, as well as all its island territories and the Ross Dependency, introduced in 1967. It replaced the New Zealand pound, which had been used since 1933. Number 16. Australian Dollar AUD. Introduced in 1966 to replace the Australian pound, the Australian dollar was initially pegged to the British sterling, which was common at the time until fluctuations in the sterling meant that the Australian dollar detached in 1967. Number 15. Brunei Dollar BND. The Brunei dollar replaced the Malaya and British Borneo dollar in 1967 after Singapore's separation from Malaysia. The Brunei dollar is interchangeable with the Singapore dollar, and both can be used in either country. Number 14. Singapore Dollar SGD. After separating from Malaysia in 1967 and forming the Board of Commissioners of Currency, the Singapore dollar was introduced. Due to the breakdown of monetary union between Singapore, Brunei and Malaysia, while the interchangeability with the Malaysian ringgit was ended in 1973, the Singapore dollar is still interchangeable today with the Brunei dollar at par. Number 13. Canadian Dollar CAD. The Canadian dollar came about in 1867, after the unification of the province of Canada, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, to form the Federation of Canada. Until then, unique currencies had been used by each province until 1871, when the government passed the Uniform Currency Act, making the Canadian dollar the official currency. Due to the image of a common loon, a type of Canadian bird on the $1 coin, they are often referred to as loonies. Number 12. Bermudian Dollar BMD. The Bermudian dollar is tied to the US dollar, which circulates in Bermuda equally to BMD, due to offshore financial services and tourism. The per capita income of Bermuda is extremely high, and is currently 4th in the world. Number 11. Panamanian Balboa PAB. The Panamanian Balboa is also pegged to the US dollar, and has been in circulation since 1902 when Panama gained independence from Colombia. Panama, interestingly, has no central bank. Instead, the government owns 2 separate banks to handle the country's finances.